Robin.
You're listening to Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. On the virus. Sirius-XM.
Beta videotape is still what most TV shows are shot on.
Yeah.
And we all watched VHS tapes because the VHS people said, we make the second best, so we're going to be cutthroat and fucked up and pay off people and go to litigation and like sue Beta. And Beta's like, we're making the best kind. We can't even get people to buy it.
Yeah.
And so everyone gets VHS.
Unbelievable.
It's Tesla and fucking Edison.
Edison
it's always
and Tesla, yeah.
One guy's a genius and is selling a beautiful thing. The second place guy copies it, doesn't do it as well,
and then
takes him to court in every
over.
fucking state in America and muscles him and fights him and outdraws him.
Credibility.
Gets some fucking Texan to pay for it. And then we all have to buy the shitty product.
You're fucking brilliant.
It's true. It's the same with cars. They would be better if what you're saying was actually true.
If it was like the guys still on the assembly line.
But your coffee story is deeply depressing.
It is. It's what happens everywhere.
I was thinking, as you were talking about that, like the Starbucks popping up are like weeds.
Yes.
Taking out the really nice fucking crop.
Yeah,
nice
that's
flowers.
what they do.
They're
only
just
interested
putting
in
weeds all over the place
right.
to destroy it.
That's right. And they don't even make money. Like Harvard Square is a good example.
I love Harvard Square. It's been a while, but
you won't love
place.
it next time you go.
It's been years.
There used to be a place called the Tasty and like the Verst House, all these places that have been there from the 1900s. It's a Sunglass Hut and an Abercrombie and Fitch now.
Jesus.
And I was talking to one of the local business guys who owns a cigar store. He's like the last guy left.
Look at you.
No, I'm
talking
this
to
shit
the
fascinates
local
me.
businessman.
And I asked him, "Are you going to go under too?" And he said, you know what? Because he went to Harvard Business School and then he opened his little cigar
business.
store.
Oh God.
He said Abercrombie and Fitch and Harvard Square doesn't even make a profit. They lose money every day. They're not that store. The rent is so high for what they built there that they can't. If they could sell jeans all day, they're not going to make a profit. They're not there to make a profit. It's just a billboard. It's a 3D billboard. It's there so that you'll buy Abercrombie online and to keep it visible
in your mind, in your head. Yeah,
that's fascinating.
There's like the Nike store on 50th or what. All those stores, they don't make a fucking dime. They lose money every day.
It's worth having a giant
global
billboard. It's like a billboard that you walk into.
That's how far away this is from like
mom and
guy
pop
has
guy.
an idea,
Right.
puts it out there.
I love this
Folks love it, and they start buying it. It's not even...
Wow.
We're not even close to that anymore.
No. Like, I'm nostalgic for the guy who started Wendy's. Like, that's now like a great American. He's like a revolutionary.
A great American story.
Yeah.
Or Ray Kroc from McDonald's.
Yeah, he's
having
like Che Guevara or whatever his name is. Like, he's like, a great man.
They're sort of making a comeback, but remember just the local burger joint was cool.
Are they making a comeback?
A little bit. You see more burger joints popping up. Maybe they're a part of a whole corporate thing, but they.
Well, like in New York, there's Five Guy Burgers here.
Right. But when we were growing up, every town had its local burger guy, and they bragged about their burger, and it was better than the guy's burger from the next town over. And then you watch those slowly. The one in Huntington, the Choo Choo hamburger place.
Right.
And their thing was, well, we'll bring your burger on a nice fucking train right in front of you.
Right.
Oh, here comes my
electric
order.
train.
You see it fucking rock in the restaurant. And it comes around and stops at your counter spot.
Well, that's what it
And
used
that
to be
thing-
like when things were more spread out, that everyone had to have their own idea of here's
Right.
why you want to come here.
And then I think
instead of like, if you come here, it doesn't matter because we're across the street too.
Right.
Fuck you, just eat this shit. You think it's going to get better once these big companies take over? The product goes down.
What do you
they don't
think
have
about
to compete anymore?
like online purchasing? Then you must do a lot of that, though.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
No, I think that's probably the next version of it, is that you can throw together a little product and sell it online.
And just be the mom and pop online
Yeah, 'cause
thing.
you don't need a store anymore.
And then someone will figure out how to fuck that over.
Yeah, but you can't,
They'll
because
push
it's
you out.
not real estate. You can't take over. You can't push somebody off the internet.
Yeah,
They'll always be there.
That's true, but you can be
No,
the
they'll-
better online.
Yeah, they'll make
or
you-
the bigger and
They'll make you have the website with .org.
Yeah.
they'll give you
Just
a
make it
dot
harder to
something that
find,
no one
right.
does. But if you're
Right.
like a mom and pop thing and you're selling, let's say, electronics, you'd be like, oh, great, they don't have that. let me go to Best Buy's website.
No, that's absolutely true. That's hard.
Yeah.
Hard to sell.
Yeah.
Just to add to the discussion, I used to be a big music store guy, and every music store was a little different. And this guy, if you got to know him, he's like, I got some fucking bootlegs you might want to see.
That's right.
And it's completely illegal, and we know it, but I've
yeah.
seen you in this place enough times that I know you're not a rat, so why don't you follow me?
Well, that's
Remember
exactly
that
it. Guys like Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop becoming popular was a good thing, I think, for America. It's a good thing for the American voice that guys like that would. But the reason he came up was because certain record stores would go, I'm fucking digging Iggy Pop, and I'm going to sort of take a gamble that my customers will like him.
Right.
So they'd order, like, give me 10 Iggy Pop, 12 inches, and they'd put them out there.
Right.
And the kid with the leather jacket, who the fuck is this guy?
Right.
I try him out, kid. You, all right, old man, fuck you, And he'd try Iggy Pop, and he'd go, holy motherfucking shit. And all of a sudden,
great,
Iggy Pop is flying off the shelves.
When I was growing
But
up,
now, if you're not on fucking iTunes, like the whole country has to make one decision of who we like. There's no sort of local guy.
God, that's fucking...
That's a massive difference in how the culture grows.
I just loved, when I was growing up, I would go to the Village and all those underground record stores. I would spend all afternoon there, and every place had something a little different.
So what does this
and
do?
bootleg, like, concert shirts and...
Like,
You know
what's
what
the
it
bottom
does?
line of what this does to society?
No one even has, even young people don't even consider the idea that it's a good idea to be out in the fringe, which is where good ideas come from.
Yeah.
Like, people are almost like begging the government to take over and the corporations to take over your life. Like, people are excited that when you take a picture of yourself on your phone and put it online, it says where the fuck you were. Why are people excited about that?
Yeah, what is that?
Like, I remember when Easy Pass first happened.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, I don't want everybody knowing when I went to the Lincoln Tunnel. Like, what are you, fucking carrying secret documents? Who the fuck gives a shit about you?
Right.
But people used to think that way.
Right.
Cameras in Central Park for crime? Yeah, but what about my privacy? But now people are like, guess what? If I take a picture and send it to somebody, the whole world knows exactly where I was.
Where I was at that
And I
given
can
moment.
store all of everything I have on a computer in North Carolina. I don't even have to. And they get to have all my stuff. And Facebook knows who all my friends are and what I've said to all of them. Every single fucking conversation I've ever had is a public record in the fucking Library of Congress. Yay! Cool.
That is fucked up.
Isn't that cool?
And we worried about Easy Pass on mere 3 years
I know.
ago.
People are
3
excited.
years ago, right.
Everything you tell somebody, I think I might be pregnant. It's in the Library of Congress
Now
now.
it's forever.
Cool. And there's a fucking geotag on it saying where you were standing when you fucking said it. A fucking coordinate.
Yeah.
A global coordinate.
Fucking
Of where you were
latitude
standing.
and longitude.
Why do people? Why
Of
would
when
want
you said that,
But we
and
didn't
when
want to
you
use
took a picture.
But we didn't want
No.
to use Easy Pass 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That is really
It's
fucked
sick.
up. It is
classic.
really fucked up.
You
when
have
think
to
of that.
belong to a fucking club to listen to a song. You have to have a credit card to, like, listen to a song. You can't go buy a record and play it. You have to, if you fucking lose your credibility and your iTunes account gets suspended, you can't play any of your music on anything.
You're done.
You can't listen now where it's on satellite radio. You have to subscribe
Yes.
to listen to the radio. Like, the only way to listen to music without being a credible American citizen with a credit card and belonging to a corporation, the only way you can fucking whistle. That's about the only way.
That's how you're going to hear the song.
That's the
is
only-
whistling to yourself.
The only time you can, unless you want to join some.
Yeah, because there are a lot of the music stores don't even carry fucking. There's no music stores.
There's no music stores.
It's
You
like-
got to go to Best Buy.
And they got their
and
CD section, which is
Sort of.
dying out. It's being pushed.
Yeah, and it's
pushed
just
away.
a reflection of what's on iTunes.
Yeah,
and
and
what's
you don't
on
have-
yeah. There's
Amazon.
nothing.
you don't have a
nothing
guy
new there.
taking care of that section, so it's all just kind of willy-nilly.
You're
It's
not
just-
finding something
depressing,
new
man.
and eclectic.
No.
The problem,
there,
and
yeah.
the problem is what Louis is getting at is with corporate America. Only a few of the people in corporate America actually make the money. Then
And
everyone
the
else is just
decisions.
slaves to that
Yep.
fucking corporation.
And they're not even American. I mean, it's all
Right.
offshore. All the companies are unaccountable and they're offshore. And most of them are foreign owned anyway.
Yeah.
Go with
yeah.
the Tower Records. Each Tower Records probably was easily 10, mom and pop record stores.
Yep.
And those
Yeah.
guys were actually making a real living. And now, like you said about Atlantic City, Tower Records moves in, and now you used to make a living. Now you're just working for that schmuck.
Yep. And then
Making a
Tower
lot
Records
less.
is gone.
Tower's
so they
gone.
leave a vacuum. It's not
Right.
even this idea that everybody's like, yeah, but come on, but this is good for what?
The convenience is nice.
Like who's
it's like a locust.
benefiting?
They
Right.
just
Yes.
come in,
Right.
eat it all, and then they're gone, and
Right.
nothing's left.
And
Yeah,
Starbucks-
I know, but still, it's if we didn't do that,
Progress.
you wouldn't have the thing that
Wouldn't have the polio vaccine.
the cars run worse than they did in the 70s.
And I could go
You
back.
need a computer to fix one.
Yeah, you can't work on your car.
No.
That's true too. You cannot pop the hood on your fucking car
No.
and work on it.
Fool around
I
a little bit.
remember
Yeah.
if your car stalled, you would ease over to the shoulder and you
Tinker.
lift the hood.
Yeah,
and
tinker.
you
Fuck
look,
around with it.
And
That's exactly
you'd be like, all right, I know enough about the distributor. I think this
Yeah.
is something. I think maybe.
See if that's tight.
Yeah, I think
Jiggle
my,
this a little
my
bit.
points. My
I'm gonna
points
jiggle
are
this
touching.
cord, right.
Yes.
I'm gonna gap it with a matchbook cover.
could
That'll get me
actually
home.
do that.
That'll get me home. It'll run a little fucked up, but that'll get me home. Yeah, you
If
could
you knew
do
where the
that.
fuel pump was, you could jiggle it a little bit.
Yeah,
You could
give it a little
throttle.
knock.
Now-
If you cart it and start this, you hit the starter a little bit, and then brrr,
I had a
start up.
68 Mustang, and I used to fix it. I worked in a garage when I was younger, and I used to fix it. So I the fuel pump would go, like the fuel pump that was in there since 1968 died in like 1993. And then I put in a new fuel pump, and that fuel pump died in 1995. And I went through 3 fuel pumps on that car. Same every part of it.
Ah,
The
shit.
starter that this car was that was put in by some fucking heavy Michigan hands in 1968 when I was 1 year old. Some fucking guy with a cigarette dangling put that starter in.
Yeah.
And then went to a very beautiful home in Flint, Michigan, which is now
yes.
a fucking crack house. He's been dead for years.
His white picket fence. His
Yes.
wife was waiting for him to come home.
And then finally, that starter that he fucking personally tightened every part of finally just went, I can't do it anymore, and died in 1994.
yeah.
And then I took it out, and it was heavy, and it was beautiful. It was like a piece of art. And then I put it in with this. I put in this thing I got at a parts store, and I asked them. I said, "Give me the best starter that available." And they gave me this starter, and the metal it was made out of is some weird composite. You could see like Coke can pieces in it. And I put it didn't weigh anything, and I stuck it in, and it lasted like 6 months.
Yeah.
And it just came apart.
When you used to
That's
drop
progress.
the starter motor, it was like when you pulled those bolts out.
Yeah.
It was heavy.
Yep.
And then the new one, you hold it up with one arm as
Yeah.
you're threading the fucking bolt.
Look
Yeah.
at
That's
the,
it.
You're right.
Look at the picture Danny just found. You can't work on that engine. You can't
That's
work
what you
on that
see now.
engine. Right.
Yeah.
Just a big block with a logo on it.
Right.
That's it.
That's a Cadillac.
It looks
Powered
like
by Cadillac.
It looks like it just all melted together. You can't get at it.
It's
No,
all
you
just
can't.
cowling that they put on so you dare not even look
No.
and see what's under there. You can't work on it because it's all computerized.
Now, if your car
You
breaks
got to hook
down,
a computer up to
you're-
it in a
Yeah.
corporate place.
if it breaks down, you're lucky enough to get out of your own car.
Yeah.
Might not
Exactly.
even
Lucky
get
you
out
out.
of it.
Right. You'd be lucky if you could at least leave the car.
Yeah.
The Virus. Sirius-XM. This